My child, God says this moment is not ordinary. This moment has been marked, sealed, and delivered directly into your life with a divine urgency that cannot be ignored anymore. Archangel Michael stands beside you right now, and he is not whispering, he is calling, he is commanding, he is insisting that you do not turn away from what you are about to hear. Your red alert has arrived because heaven refuses to let you miss what is unfolding in your destiny. God says you need to understand something very important. When heaven interrupts your timeline like this, it is because something powerful has already begun around you, something you did not see, something that has already shifted in the unseen world. You may think you were just living your day normally, but heaven is seeing every movement, every whisper, every intention, and every spiritual battle surrounding you. That is why God is saying congratulations, not because something is coming, but because something has already begun. Something has already been released in your name. God says you do not know how close you were to missing this, how close you were to walking away from something that would have blessed you, protected you, and lifted you. And that is why Archangel Michael is standing guard right now, not allowing you to skip this message. He knows that if you skipped it, you would later cry, not because God would punish you, but because you would realize you walked away from a miracle that was meant for you. Heaven has decided to stop you, pull you, hold you, and surround you until you listen. This is not fear. This is love in its most powerful, protective, urgent form. God says a shift is happening in your life that you didn't ask for, but desperately needed. You prayed for strength, but instead, God is giving you clarity. You asked for answers, but instead, God is giving you revelation. You thought you needed peace, but instead, God is giving you victory. God says sometimes the blessings you receive don't look like blessings at first. Sometimes they look like confusion, like delay, like discomfort, like unexpected changes. But what is happening now is something heaven has orchestrated behind the scenes for a long time. You are stepping into a chapter that was written for you before you were born, and every angel assigned to you is now in position. God says He has seen every tear you cried silently. Not the tears people saw, not the tears you shared, but the ones you hid. The tears that slid down your face in the dark while you told yourself everything was fine. The tears you wiped away quickly before anyone could notice. The tears that came from betrayal, disappointment, and exhaustion. God says He is turning every one of those hidden tears into visible blessings. What hurt you will not follow you into what is coming next. What drained you will not enter your future. What lied to you, used you, played with your emotions, or tried to break your confidence is being removed now with divine force. Archangel Michael is saying that someone has recently spoken your name, and heaven heard it. Someone spoke about you with intention, good or bad, but either way, that conversation triggered a spiritual response. God says that conversation opened a door in the invisible world, and now angels are moving, making decisions, rearranging timelines, and shifting situations for your protection. Something was revealed behind your back, something you were not supposed to know yet. But heaven knew, and heaven acted instantly. God is saying this message is arriving because that revelation created a red alert in your spiritual atmosphere. God says He had to intervene before something reached you, before something touched your peace, before something interrupted your destiny. You may not know what it is right now, but soon you will look back and say, "This is why God didn't let me skip that message." You will realize how close you were to danger, to heartbreak, to loss, to being misled, to being manipulated, to being used. And you will realize how fast heaven stepped in for you. God says He is protecting you from what you didn't see, what you didn't notice, and what you didn't understand. You have been trusting the wrong people, giving energy to the wrong places, opening your heart to people who were never praying for you. But God says He is closing every door that was draining your spirit and opening every door that leads to your breakthrough. Archangel Michael is standing behind you like a warrior right now. He is holding his sword of truth, and he says your name is being cleared. Something or someone tried to mislead you, confuse you, or turn your mind in the wrong direction. Something tried to distract you from your divine path. Someone tried to enter your life with hidden intentions. But Michael says he has uncovered it, exposed it, and shattered it before it could reach you. He says you were seconds away from making a mistake that would have caused you pain for months. But heaven stopped you in time. God says congratulations because you just passed a test that you didn't even know you were taking. A test of your patience, your emotions, your spirit, your faith, and your heart. You didn't give up, even when you were tempted to. You didn't lower your standards, even when loneliness tried to pull you backward. You didn't surrender to negativity, even when you felt weak. You didn't allow fear to control you. God says He saw your effort, your strength, your quiet discipline, and now He is rewarding you. God says a blessing with your name on it has been dispatched. It has already been sent from heaven. Your angels are carrying it. Your spirit is attracting it. Your faith has earned it. What is coming into your life is not random, it is scheduled. A divine timing moment is approaching fast, and God says when it arrives, nothing and no one will be able to stop it. Not jealousy, not negativity, not doubt, not fear, not gossip, not people who secretly want you to fail. God says the blessing is sealed. Heaven has already signed it, stamped it, and approved it. God says you are entering a season where the things you prayed for will start appearing one by one. You are entering a season where opportunities you never imagined will start showing up. You are entering a season where people who once overlooked you will suddenly recognize your worth. You are entering a season where your spirit will feel lighter, your mind will feel clearer, and your heart will feel safer. The weight you've been carrying is lifting right now. The burden on your back is being removed. The invisible heaviness around your spirit is breaking. Archangel Michael says your energy is shifting. You are stepping out of a cycle of confusion and entering a cycle of clarity. You are stepping out of spiritual battle and entering spiritual elevation. You are stepping out of emotional pain and entering emotional strength. You are stepping out of delay and entering divine acceleration. Heaven is lifting you into a new atmosphere, a new frequency, a new realm of blessings. God says He is preparing a blessing so big that your enemies will not understand how it happened. People who thought you were finished will be shocked. People who judged you will be silenced. People who doubted you will be humbled. God says He is about to make you the example of what happens when someone refuses to give up and keeps trusting. God says He is restoring your confidence. Something broke your confidence in the past, someone's words, someone's betrayal, someone's actions. But God says He is healing the parts of you that were torn, the parts of you that were dimmed, the parts of you that were discouraged. You are being rebuilt from the inside. You are being strengthened spiritually. Your intuition is getting sharper. Your discernment is getting stronger. Your heart is becoming wiser. God says He knows how tired you are. He knows how much you've been carrying. He knows how heavy your spirit has felt lately. But God says He is sending peace into your heart now. Peace that will calm your mind. Peace that will relax your body. Peace that will settle your emotions. Peace that will guide your next steps. Peace that will give you clarity. Archangel Michael says the spiritual attacks against you have been broken. Someone was trying to project negativity toward you, through words, through jealousy, through thoughts, through energy. But Michael says he crushed it before it touched you. Every plan against you has already failed. Every trap set for you has already fallen apart. Every lie spoken about you will return to the sender. God says He is giving you a new beginning. A fresh start. A clean chapter. You are not going backward, you are being lifted upward. The things you lost will be replaced with better. The things that ended will be followed by something stronger. The things that hurt you will be healed completely. God says this is your moment. This is your time. This is your divine alert. Heaven has you in its hands. Archangel Michael has you under protection. God says nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You are guided. You are covered. You just have to trust God and pray to Him. Because what is coming is bigger than anything you have seen. My beloved child, God is speaking to you right now with a fire that cannot be ignored, and Archangel Michael is standing beside this message with a blazing sword of light, insisting that you do not skip even a single line. This moment was chosen for you before you were even born, and heaven has aligned something so powerful and so urgent that your angel is refusing to let you move until your spirit absorbs every word. God says, "Congratulations, my child." Something you have been waiting for, crying for, praying for in silence is finally opening before you, and this message carries the key to it. You may not understand why your heart is beating differently right now. But heaven knows. You may not understand why there is a strange heaviness around you today, or why signs have been appearing repeatedly. You may not understand why your soul has felt restless, like something big was coming and you couldn't explain it. But God says, it's because the spiritual world has been preparing you for this exact moment. And Michael whispers, you cannot afford to skip this. This is a red alert, not to harm you, but to deliver you. The blessing attached to this message is too big to miss. God knows that you have gone through things you never told anyone about. You have cried quietly, wiping your tears so no one would see the weight you carry. You have held your strength together even on days when you felt like breaking. You have been misunderstood, underestimated, betrayed by people you trusted, and yet you continued to give love without asking for anything. God saw all of it. Every silent prayer. Every late-night tear. Every moment you forced yourself to be strong when you were hurting inside. God says, my child, I did not forget those moments, and today I am rewarding your endurance. Right now, the spiritual realm is shifting something in your favor so strongly that even forces that were resisting your blessings are trembling. Something that was blocked is finally opening. Something that was delayed is finally accelerating. Someone who was meant to help you but hesitated is now being divinely pushed toward you. Something that belonged to you but was held back is being restored with double strength. Archangel Michael says, your breakthrough is not coming. It is entering your life right now. But you must stay awake. You must not skip this message. You must not ignore the signs. God wants you to understand that congratulations are not being given lightly. Heaven does not congratulate without purpose. This is not a random moment. This is a divine announcement. A heavenly declaration. A spiritual birth of something that was already written for you but hidden from your eyes until now. Your life is entering a phase where God Himself will show you why you had to wait, why things took so long, and why so many painful situations had to happen first. You were not being punished, you were being prepared. You are being lifted into a season where your life will not look the same. The pain you endured is becoming the stepping stone for the blessings you are about to receive. The people who doubted you will witness everything God is preparing for you. There is a divine settlement coming into your life, emotionally, financially, spiritually, and personally. Something that was broken inside you is being healed. Something that was stolen from you is being returned. Something that was confusing is becoming clear. Something that was hurting you is being removed, Archangel Michael says. Your red alert has arrived, not a warning of danger, but a warning of destiny. Something big is entering your life very quickly, and you cannot afford to treat this casually. If you skip this message, your spirit will miss the direction heaven is trying to give you. If you ignore this message, you may delay what God is trying to release. But if you embrace it, the next chapter of your life will shift faster than you can imagine. You may not realize it, but someone talked about you recently, someone in the spiritual realm, someone in the earthly realm, and someone in heaven. Your name has been spoken over by God. Angels have been instructed to move things on your behalf. And someone on earth is realizing your worth in a way they never did before. You are stepping into a time where people will see you differently. People who overlooked you will suddenly feel drawn to you. People who judged you will regret misunderstanding you. People who betrayed you will realize that you were the blessing they lost. God says, your time of being invisible is ending. Your light is about to shine so brightly that no one will be able to deny who you are. You have been chosen for something big, and although you may not feel ready, God says, I equipped you in ways you do not even recognize. You are more powerful than you know. You carry a spiritual strength that comes from me, and now it is time for it to emerge. There are blessings that have been assigned to your name that no one else can take. There are doors that will open only for you. There are miracles that will land only in your hands. There are opportunities that will find you even if you don't chase them. There is favor that follows you everywhere you go. And there is a divine reversal happening right now. Everything that was used to harm you is being transformed into something that will bless you. God says, congratulations, my child, because you passed tests others would have failed. You stayed kind when you had every reason to become cold. You stayed loving when you had every reason to shut your heart. You stayed faithful even when life pushed you to the edge. Now heaven is rewarding your heart. Archangel Michael says he has been fighting battles on your behalf, battles you didn't even know existed. People may have tried to dim your spirit with gossip, negativity, envy, or manipulation. But every attempt against your peace failed because Michael stood guard at your side even when you didn't see him. People may have tried to block your blessings, but they could not succeed because God Himself placed protection around your path. Someone may have tried to bring confusion into your life, but now their intentions are being exposed, and you are being pulled away from the people and situations that do not deserve you. God is clearing your path. He is removing what was draining you. He is separating you from what could hinder your growth. He is bringing you clarity where there was confusion. And He is surrounding you with favor so strong that even you won't understand how everything is suddenly turning around. You are stepping into a divine season. This is not ordinary. This is not small. This is not temporary. This is life-changing. This is destiny-shifting. This is the moment heaven has been preparing you for. And God says, pay attention now. I am placing something in your hands that will elevate you, guide you, protect you, and strengthen you. There is something coming that will make you emotional, not from pain, but from relief. Something that will make you thank God in ways you haven't done in years. Something that will make you realize that every delay had meaning. Something that will show you that God did not abandon you even for a second. Something that will prove that heaven was working behind the scenes while you were crying, while you were struggling, while you were praying for a sign. God says, you will not cry tears of pain anymore. You will cry tears of joy, tears of gratitude, tears of breakthrough. Archangel Michael warns you gently but firmly, this message is your turning point. You must not ignore it. Your blessing is attached to your awareness. Your miracle is attached to your faith. Your breakthrough is attached to your obedience. You are being reminded that you are not alone. Angels walk with you. God watches over you. Heaven is guiding you. But you must trust what you feel inside right now. You must trust that this message was sent to you at the perfect time. You must trust that the change you have been waiting for is closer than you think. God says, "Congratulations, my beloved." Not because you achieved something today, but because heaven is releasing something today. You are being honored in the spiritual realm for everything you survived. You are being lifted for everything you endured. You are being crowned for everything you overcame. Prepare yourself. Something sudden is coming. Something unexpected. Something divinely orchestrated. And when it arrives, you will remember this message and understand why your angel begged you not to skip it. God is with you. Nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You are protected. You are guided. You only need to trust, to pray, and to believe that this message is not random. This message is your divine confirmation. The miracle attached to your name has already started moving toward you, and heaven says again, do not skip this, do not doubt this. Congratulations, my child, your blessing is here. My beloved child, breathe for a moment and listen closely, because something powerful is moving toward you. Something that has been waiting for the exact second you are reading this. God says He has been trying to reach you again and again, and today the message breaks through every wall. Every distraction, every doubt. Archangel Michael stands beside you right now, and he is not allowing you to walk past this moment. He says your red alert has arrived, not to scare you, but to awaken your spirit to something massive that is unfolding behind the scenes. You have been feeling a strange pull in your soul lately, an inner shaking you couldn't explain, as if something was whispering inside you that everything is about to shift. That whisper was real. That whisper was divine. And God says, "Congratulations, my child." Because what is coming toward you now is not danger, but destiny. God wants to tell you that the emotional storms you have been fighting lately were never signs of punishment. They were signs of preparation. Every sleepless night, every moment when you felt alone, every tear that escaped your eyes, was seen. Heaven watched you stand in silence when others turned their backs. Heaven saw you forgive people who should have apologized. Heaven saw you keep your heart soft even when life gave you reasons to turn cold. And because of this, Archangel Michael says your time of spiritual compensation has arrived. This message is being pushed to you with urgency because God does not want you to underestimate what He is sending your way. The divine realm knows that sometimes you brush aside signs, sometimes you doubt if messages are really for you, sometimes you ignore your intuition because of fear or exhaustion, but this time, Heaven is not allowing you to skip it. Not today. Not this one. God says there is a moment in life where everything changes quietly before it changes loudly. Right now, your quiet shift has already happened. Destiny has already turned in your favor. You may not see the full picture yet, but the air around your spirit has already rearranged itself. The doors that were locked for you are beginning to unlock. The people who walked away were removed on purpose. The obstacles you thought were stopping you were actually redirecting you. God says you are stepping into a season where nothing can stop what He has written for you. This is why the message feels urgent. This is why Archangel Michael is holding it open in front of you, refusing to let you walk away. The spiritual emergency is not danger, it's breakthrough. Heaven doesn't want you to miss the signs of your own blessing, my child. God is telling you that something connected to your name, something that has been waiting in the unseen for a long time, is being released. You may not realize this, but you are much closer to a divine turning point than you think. Archangel Michael says you are about to walk into a part of your life where things start happening suddenly. You will wonder how everything changed so fast. You will wonder how blessings that were delayed for years suddenly begin to appear one after another. This message is God's way of preparing you so you don't panic, so you don't doubt, so you don't assume it's too good to be true. God says, when I move in ways that silence every fear and replace every doubt. There is someone who has been thinking very strongly about you. Heaven has noticed the energy around your name shifting because someone's heart is pulling toward you. God wants you to know that you didn't imagine the sudden emotional heaviness you felt recently. You didn't imagine the moment you felt someone thinking about you even though they were not near you. Archangel Michael says this person has been struggling with something they haven't spoken aloud. They have been torn between fear, guilt, longing, and truth. And their thoughts have been drifting toward you because your soul is tied to theirs in a way that cannot be erased. God says the truth about this person will come to light soon, not to hurt you, but to free you. Your spiritual alert is not a warning of loss, it is a warning of revelation. Something hidden is rising to the surface. Something someone tried to bury is being exposed by divine light. And this exposure will help you understand why certain things in your life didn't make sense before. God is not punishing you, He is protecting you. This is why He is urging you not to skip this message. This is why Archangel Michael is standing guard around your spirit right now. You are entering a moment where clarity will arrive like lightning. You will suddenly know why someone acted the way they did. You will suddenly understand why God closed certain paths. You will suddenly realize why you were kept away from certain people. God says you have been walking around with a weight in your heart that does not belong to you. You have been carrying guilt that was never yours, stress that was placed on you unfairly, and expectations that drained your soul. Heaven says enough. You have suffered enough, tried enough, waited more than enough. Now the divine realm is stepping in to remove blockages you could not remove alone. Archangel Michael is cutting spiritual cords that were draining your strength. He is fighting unseen battles on your behalf. He is pushing away jealousy, negativity, and the evil intentions of those who pretended to care but secretly wished for your downfall. God says your angel has been battling for you harder than you realize. Although your life has felt stuck, spiritually you have been moving forward at great speed. God has been shifting things that your physical eyes cannot see yet. He has been pushing away wrong people, opening new paths, and preparing someone who will play an important role in your future. You are not walking into another season of hardship. You are walking into a season of restoration. God says the blessings that were delayed are not denied. They were simply being prepared to arrive at the right time, when you would be strong enough to receive them. Heaven says you are safe. Completely safe. Even when you feel overwhelmed, even when you feel uncertain, God has you in His hands. The things that once threatened you cannot touch you now. The spiritual attacks that drained your energy have already been defeated. The fears that whispered lies into your mind are losing power. Archangel Michael says your soul is stepping out of survival mode and entering divine alignment. That is why your energy feels like it is shifting. That is why your intuition has become stronger. That is why strange coincidences have been happening around you. Heaven is aligning everything. God says there is a breakthrough coming that will make you cry, but not from sadness. From relief. From gratitude. From the overwhelming realization that He never abandoned you, even in the moments when you thought He had gone silent. You are moving into a future where the things you prayed for will finally make sense. You are stepping into a time where the love, stability, clarity, and abundance you once thought were impossible will become your new reality. This message is urgent because you are very close, closer than you have ever been, my child. As you read this, Archangel Michael is whispering into your spirit, do not fear what is coming. Fear missing what God is sending. That is why skipping this message would have made you cry, not because something bad would happen, but because you would have missed the reassurance that God is holding your life together right now. You needed this reminder. Heaven knew your heart needed this comfort. God wanted you to know that you have not been forgotten, your steps are blessed. Your name is protected. Your future is secure. And nothing, absolutely nothing, will go wrong with you when you stay connected to God. Trust Him. Pray to Him. Speak to him. Lean on him. You are covered, you are guided, and you are safe, and God says, "Congratulations, my child. Your divine season has begun." My beloved child, listen carefully, because the very moment you opened this message, the atmosphere around you began to shift. God says, "Congratulations," because something powerful, rare, and divinely orchestrated is unfolding in your life at this very moment. Archangel Michael stands beside you, radiating a light so intense that even the shadows hiding around your path have begun to tremble. He says this with a firm voice filled with love and urgency: your red alert has arrived, and heaven is not allowing you to skip this message at any cost. The angels are moving, aligning, and preparing something so life-changing that skipping these words would bring regret, confusion, and tears, not because God wants to punish you, but because the blessing is timed so precisely that missing the moment would delay what is being released for you. God says, "My child, do not be afraid. Nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You are protected. You are covered. You are surrounded by my love. You just have to trust me and pray from your heart, because your trust in this moment activates the miracle that has been waiting for you silently for years." Heaven has watched you walk through storms you never deserved, survive situations that were meant to break you, and carry burdens that were far heavier than anyone realized. And now, because of your endurance, because of your tears, because of your quiet prayers when no one saw you, a shift is happening. Archangel Michael says that the moment you opened this message, a spiritual alarm sounded in heaven. Not an alarm of danger, but an alarm of divine release. Heaven is shouting, "It is time. It is time. It is time. Time for your real breakthrough. Time for your restoration. Time for your blessing. Time for your name to be called. Time for what you lost to be returned. Time for your dignity to be restored. Time for the truth about your life to unfold in a way that finally makes sense. You are stepping into a season where the things that once made you cry will no longer have the power to touch your spirit, because God is rewriting everything. My child, God says that you have been under a heavy spiritual weight for so long that you forgot what it feels like to breathe freely. You forgot what it feels like to wake up without fear. You forgot what it feels like to trust your own heart without doubting your own intuition. But God is lifting that weight right now. Michael is slicing through the spiritual cords that kept you tied to old pain, old memories, and old patterns. You may not see it, but your soul feels it. Something is being removed from you, something heavy, something old, something that no longer belongs in your destiny. God says, this is why the red alert has been sent to you, because the moment for transformation has arrived, and heaven refuses to let you ignore it. This message is not random. It didn't show up by accident. It didn't appear out of nowhere. It came because God personally authorized it. It came because the angels were instructed to bring it to you, to pull your attention toward it, to whisper in your spirit that you must open this now. God says, "My child, if you skip this, you will cry, not because something bad will happen, but because you will realize that you missed the very message that was meant to unlock the blessing you have been praying for." Heaven is insisting on your attention because heaven is fighting for your future. Archangel Michael says that he has been trying to get your attention for several days now. He has been sending signs, feelings, sudden thoughts, and little nudges in your spirit. You may have felt restless, emotional, heavy, or suddenly alert without knowing why. That was Michael. That was heaven preparing you. That was the spiritual realm shifting around you. And finally, now that you have opened this message, everything is moving into position. My child, God says, you have been walking with a quiet wound inside your heart. You tried to hide it. You tried to ignore it. You told yourself you were fine, even when you were breaking on the inside. People around you never fully understood your heart, your loyalty, your intention, or your struggles. They judged you quickly, but they never stopped to ask what you were carrying. They saw your silence and mistook it for weakness. They saw your patience and mistook it for surrender. They saw your kindness and mistook it for naivety. But God saw everything. And because God sees everything, He is stepping in now. This divine intervention is arriving in your life because you have reached a point where things cannot continue the way they have been. You have been asking God quietly, almost whispering under your breath, "When will things finally get better? When will something good happen for me? When will my life turn around?" And heaven has answered, now. Not next year. Not someday. Not when the timing feels convenient to others. God says, your time is now. Archangel Michael says you have been spiritually monitored, spiritually protected, and spiritually guided more intensely in the last few days because heaven knew something was approaching your destiny that required your awareness. You are not in danger. You are not at risk. You are not being punished. But your blessing is extremely close, and you needed to be awakened so you would not miss it. Something that has your name on it is coming toward you quickly, a blessing, a message, an opportunity, a breakthrough, a revelation. And heaven wants your heart, your spirit, and your energy to be ready. My child, God says that you have prayed for clarity, and clarity is coming. You prayed for peace, and peace is being poured into your life. You prayed for answers, and answers are making their way toward you. You prayed for strength, and strength is being restored in you. You prayed for guidance, and here it is, not through noise. Not through confusion, but through this message that the angels insisted you read. There is something deeply personal God wants you to know. He has not forgotten you. Even in the moments where your heart felt abandoned, God was writing the chapters you couldn't see yet. Every delay had a purpose. Every closed door protected you. Every disappointment redirected you. Every unanswered prayer was being saved for a better moment. And this, right now, is that moment. Archangel Michael says that you are entering a season of divine reversal. What once worked against you will work for you. What once blocked you will open for you. What once caused you pain will be healed. There is someone who spoke about you recently. Someone whose words carried energy. Someone whose thoughts were directed at you. And these words were heard in the spiritual realm. Heaven is responding. Heaven is adjusting things. Heaven is aligning events so truth can rise, so justice can unfold, so clarity can settle into your life. God says that you have been walking in circles around something you did not understand. You kept seeing repeated signs, repeated numbers, repeated dreams, repeated situations, because heaven was trying to show you something hidden. Heaven was trying to push you toward a realization you could no longer avoid. And now that the moment has arrived, God says, you will understand why everything happened the way it did. My child, the angels are celebrating right now, because you are stepping into a new spiritual season. You may not feel it yet. You may not see it yet. But the realm around you is changing. Your energy is changing. Your path is changing. Your destiny is shifting. God has declared that the suffering you endured will not be wasted. Every tear will be counted. Every silent prayer will be answered. Every sleepless night will be redeemed. Archangel Michael says you have been protected from something you didn't even know was forming behind the scenes. Something or someone tried to interfere with your peace, your purpose, or your progress. But heaven blocked it. Heaven stepped in. Heaven fought for you. And that is why this message is urgent, because you are about to understand what was happening and why heaven worked so hard to shield you. God says, my child, prepare your heart. Something unexpected is coming. Something that carries light, hope, blessing, and divine timing. Something that will make you look back and say, now I understand why God didn't let me give up. You are closer to a breakthrough than you realize. That is why your spirit has been feeling intense. When blessings get close, your spirit feels restless, alert, emotional, sensitive, awakened. That is exactly what has been happening to you. Not chaos, transformation, my precious child. God wants you to breathe. To trust. To release the fear you've been carrying. You are not alone. You have never been alone. Heaven has watched every step you took in silence. Heaven has seen every moment where you forced yourself to stay strong even when you wanted to collapse. Heaven has seen how you continued to help others even when you needed help yourself. Heaven has seen your heart, and your heart has moved heaven. Archangel Michael says, your soul has cried enough. Now it is time for your soul to rise. It is time for your spirit to be restored. 'It is time for your heart to be healed. 'It is time for your path to brighten. Heaven says congratulations because you made it through things that were meant to break you permanently. Yet here you are, still standing, still trying, still believing, still hoping. God says, this is why your blessing is arriving. This is why the red alert was sent. This is why the angels gathered around you today. You are entering a new spiritual timeline where your tears will turn into testimony, your pain will turn into purpose, and your confusion will turn into clarity. My child, God says, trust me. Pray to me. Surrender your fear. You are safe. Nothing will go wrong with you. Every step you take from this moment forward is being guided. Every door you walk through is being chosen for you. Every blessing that reaches you has been touched by heaven.